So we are on our rooftop now of our apartment in Da Nang, and we're about to go around the city and just kind of show you guys what's going on, because it's a pretty significant day, I guess, because there is a typhoon that is supposed to hit Typhoon Molave at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So it is currently Monday? No. It's Tuesday, and Wednesday morning around 7 a.m. is when the typhoon is supposed to make landfall, and it is supposed to be affecting Da Nang. And we just got back from the gym, and on our way to the gym we saw a bunch of businesses and households preparing by putting sandbags up on the tin roofs and taping their windows in their houses and businesses in case the glass gets broken, that it won't shatter out the entire thing.
Preparing, yeah.
Yeah, so just a lot of preparation going on. So we want to take the opportunity to kind of show what the preparation looks like. We've actually never even experienced being on a coastal city during a hurricane or a typhoon. And so for our friends on the other side of the world, a typhoon is essentially the same thing as a hurricane. It just means that it's happening in a different place of the planet. So this right now, I think it's expected to be a Category 2 typhoon when it hits. I think with winds around 90 miles per hour when it makes landfall is what the expectations are right now, but we still are about maybe like 15 hours or so out before it hits. So, you know, with any type of weather predictions, things can change. Unfortunately, this past month, central Vietnam has been getting hit with storm after storm after storm. So we've already been affected by many tropical systems already. I think 4 tropical storms have already hit us, and actually the province right above Da Nang, or several places along the central coast of Vietnam, have been affected really badly. So Da Nang has been spared pretty well, but the provinces north of us have been getting hit really hard with really bad cases of flooding and landslides. So hopefully this can kind of fizzle out before it makes landfall, but it's not necessarily looking that way as of now. So we're going to keep you posted, film our experience with how it is, and for now we're going to go out into the city and show some preparations that people are taking.
We're hoping that there's not going to be much to say during and after. We are expecting like high winds. I think 90 miles an hour is what the current expectation is. And so one of the things that we see, or we've seen around town, and kind of one of the things you got to watch out for with these high winds is getting hit by debris. So it's definitely recommended to not be out during the storm. And in fact, the government of Vietnam just issued a, I don't know if it was the government of Da Nang, they issued a basically a curfew. So they want everybody inside at 8 o'clock tonight before the storm starts. Behind us here is you can see where we are relative to the ocean. The ocean's about like 3 blocks away from the particular place where we're staying. And so we're concerned that maybe if the tide kind of rises, then we could actually get some flooding through here. It hasn't happened so far. We hope it doesn't, but that's how close we are to the water at the moment. What about
số đề đánh việc.
Okay.
Tiếng Việt nó nhả tiếng ga. Lấy cáp
So we've made our way out here to the beach, and like people are making these sandbags. We have like, basically you're just digging up sand, and people are carrying like 2 to 3 of these on their motorbikes back to probably what we've seen most for these sandbags is like weight stuff down. Like the tin rooftops, those are the easiest things that blow away when the wind starts blowing. So people are making a lot of these, and we see them like hoisting them up with a rope and then putting them on top of the roof and hopefully that'll keep things weighed down when the winds start coming in.
Usually these little like cabanas have like day beds that you can rent, and then like little shops to get drinks and snacks and stuff on the beach, but everything is already like packed up. Everything on the beach is already put indoors somewhere or just put out of the way. Usually the beach is lined with these things though, but for obvious reasons they have been put up. So the wind is picked up a good bit just in the last hour or so that we've been walking around. But yeah, we're about to go ahead and head back home, and we've got our food prepared and our water prepared, basically just in case we lose electricity. So we ordered like an extra meal for Grab that we could have for breakfast tomorrow without having to worry to cook, that we can just pull out of the fridge in case the power goes out. And then I'm cooking some chicken and rice in the rice cooker that should hold for some time if the power goes out, and then we've got plenty of water. So that seems to be the biggest concern, is losing power for an extended period of time, but we'll see. We're going to keep you posted as the night progresses. I don't really think we're going to be seeing much tonight, but maybe tomorrow morning around the time we wake up is when it's going to be making landfall. So
bão số 9 mất vào sắp đổ bộ vào Đà Nẵng, thì người dân ở đây dùng những cái thùng xốp để chứa nước tăng trọng lượng để đè lên mái tôn, chống cho gió làm bay cái mái tôn ra ngoài, và tất cả các cửa đều được chằng chịt rất là kỹ lưỡng để cho bão không thể luồn gió vào để tốc cái nhà của người ta lên. Như về những cái thùng này thì sau này khi hết bão người ta sẽ tháo nước đi và sẽ cất lại những cái thùng đó dự trữ cho những mùa bão sau. Và việc làm này thì sẽ làm cho rất là nhanh. Khi mùa bão tới chỉ cần đem lên và bơm nước vào và không ảnh hưởng đến mái tôn mà bị rỉ sét hay là hư hỏng gì cả.
Very. The other day, these bees were flying around everywhere, and I walked right up to this, and there were so many bees there, and we stand up here all the time, but they moved now, so they left this honeycomb.
So quick update from where we left off yesterday. So we came home and everything was pretty normal last night. You know, the mandate was put in place for everyone to be in by 8 p.m. Yeah, so we went to sleep and then woke up this morning around 8 a.m. and outside things were still pretty normal. We had like just some light rain and relatively strong wind gusts as opposed to normal, but not anything particularly crazy. So yeah, we got up and made breakfast, and right when I finished making breakfast, like literally when I was taking the eggs off the skillet, we lost power. So we were lucky to finish cooking our meal before the power was gone. But now it's about a little after 12, so about 2.5 hours without power. And the storm has strengthened in our area. At least we're having like really strong wind gusts. We're seeing the trees kind of bend diagonally, some even horizontally looking, and seeing some debris fly around in the air. But we've had like a few strong downpours of rain, but mostly light rain so far. According to the forecast, it seems like this may be the worst part, what we're getting right now. But yeah, I think now it's time to take a nap. we can't really do much else. We're good with food and water if we have to go an extended period of time without power, and our phones are charged, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you can probably hear, I bet the mic is picking up as we speak, like the wind is blowing and there's like some loose metal that's like slapping around, and you can hear that. Like pieces, like little small sheets from people's roofs, like not the whole huge tins that we were showing being weighed down by sandbags, but little small pieces look like they are coming off some buildings and flying in the air, along with other like small debris and leaves. And we have a relatively large tree branch that's down in our street right in front of our apartment, so our view is pretty limited of what we have right here in just like the frame of our windows in our apartment. So we're not sure how badly other places are being hit around us, but we seem kind of shielded with like buildings in front of us, and you know, not really like huge amounts of trees or small buildings with like the non-durable tin roofs. So I think we're in a pretty decent spot for what's going on. Yeah, I mean, like every now and then there'll just be these huge gusts of wind that come blowing through the kind of like alleyways of the street. Yeah, and there's water coming through our window. That's about the only thing that we had. Yeah, it seems like just a little leak in the corner of our window, so we'll have to get that checked out after the storm. But other than that, so we just came out of our apartment for the first time all day. The storm has just finished up, maybe about 30 minutes or so ago. We're just walking around a couple of blocks from our apartment to check out the after effects of the storm. So we're seeing a lot of people out like immediately after, cleaning up and just driving around and checking out the damage. A lot of people with their phones and cameras taking photos. So from our particular area where we are living, the damage doesn't look too severe so far from what we've seen. So there's several like medium-sized trees that are down, and
just some garbage and debris scattered all over the place, but have not seen really huge amounts of damage to buildings and homes. At least we've only been walking around for 20 minutes or so, so other areas away from our block may have had it worse than us. But yeah, it seems like people are out and responding really quickly, already getting the streets clean, fixing their houses. So we're just going to kind of walk around and see what we see.
So we're here and we got the road blocked with some trees down. Like this particular road had a lot of trees and a lot of the limbs were breaking off and causing damage to some of the houses. And then there's just like a lot of debris and stuff around here. On our actual street, which is more like a more narrow alleyway, there's no trees. We didn't see quite as much damage there as over here. Definitely you can see the effect of all the wind. Much of the area down this way, like right whenever the storm passed, we saw tons of people come out and they're just like moving limbs and stuff. And then by the time we got around back here, there's already like piles. People have already cleaned up. And not officials, but like just the people from the neighborhood. When we left the house, we actually didn't have power. Since we've been out, we've seen a lot of building hotels and street lights and things come on. So we're hoping that when we get back, we have power, mainly because we want to heat up our food. We're going to be eating a cold dinner tonight if the power's not back on. And we were without power for 8 hours, I think. So not too bad, but we kind of just chilled and slept. So
sad news, we just walked by our alley and it is completely dark, so still no power there. Seems like the convenience stores, gas stations, street lights, those things are coming back on, and we're seeing some buildings with power. Either the certain buildings are receiving power quicker than others, or they have backup generators, it seems. So hopefully we won't have to wait much longer. Otherwise, we'll open our fridge for the first time since breakfast, because we haven't opened it to preserve the coolness in there. And we have some chicken and rice that I made last night, and we'll have maybe room temp chicken and rice for dinner.